Countdown. At the beginning of the movie, we see Courtney and some of her friends who find a new app called Countdown, then download it. He then asks Courtney to download it as well. Although at first she refuses to download it, but when friends force her, she downloads it. During this, she accepts all the terms and conditions of that app. Then when she opens the app, it is written in it that she has only 3 hours left alive. Just then comes Evan, who happens to be Courtney's boyfriend. When he hears about this app, he also downloads this app. Now both of them are on their way home. During this time Evan has drunk too much, so Courtney tells him to walk to the house on foot, because she is too scared that they might get into an accident, so Evan tries to convince him that you are a little scared because of that app. But she does not listen to him and starts walking towards her house on foot, due to which Evan gets angry and leaves the car alone. Then Courtney gets a notification from the app that says that her agreement is broken. Now as she is walking towards the house alone, she realizes that someone is behind her, which scares her very much and runs to her house and turns off her phone in fear. That's when he realizes that someone is in the bathroom. When she goes and checks, she doesn't see anyone. Then according to that app, his time runs out, after which suddenly an entity starts haunting him and kills him very badly. During this we see that Evan has also had an accident, but he survives. Next we see Quinn, who is an intern at a hospital, was working. During this we see that Evan is also admitted in the same hospital, but he is very much afraid of his surgery. When Quinn asks him the reason why he is upset, he shows him the Countdown app and explains that his girlfriend has also been killed by the same app, which is why he is afraid to undergo surgery on the day of running out of time. After which we see that Quinn is surprised that she is no longer an intern but has become a nurse in that hospital. Because of this she is very happy. Then everyone present there is talking about and installing the Countdown app, and according to the app, the age of all the people present there is very high. Then we see that on the way home, Quinn also installs that app, in which his life is left for only 2 days. She gets very scared seeing this. Then when she reaches her house, realizing someone is there, she checks the cupboard. Where no one else is, her sister, Jordan, is hiding there with a boy named Joe. Here we see that Jordan doesn't like her sister Quinn at all. However, during this, Quinn tells her that now I have become a nurse, not an intern. But Jordan doesn't mind that. In the next scene, we see Evan, who is timed for surgery and according to the app, he has only 3 minutes of life left. Seeing this, he gets very scared and gets up from there and goes out, due to which he gets a notification from the app that he has broken his user agreement. Then he sees someone's shadow behind him, but when he looks back, there is no one there. Seeing this, he gets even more scared and runs towards the stairs, realizing that someone is walking towards him. Then he sees that she is none other than Courtney, appearing in the guise of Demon i.e. Saitan. In fact it was Demon who hallucinates his victim in any form, while he attacks her. After which the demon throws him from the roof, due to which along with the end of time, he also ends in a very bad way. When Quinn arrives at the hospital the next day, she learns about Evan, which she is horrified to hear, as she still thought the app was a joke, but because of his death, Quinn realizes it. It was thought that as soon as the time of that app is over, it will also be killed. After which she checks Evan's phone, but it is locked. Then she goes to the morgue and tries to unlock his phone with thumb impression by taking out his dead body, but she fails. After that she tries to unlock his phone. Tries to unlock the phone with face, but due to closed eyes, the phone does not open. Now she opens her eyes, which look very dangerous, but this unlocks the phone after which she sees that the Countdown app time is over on that phone. During this, Quinn senses that Evan's dead body is staring at him, which frightens her. Now Quinn's timer also has 1 day left, so she is too nervous, so she calls her dad and refuses to go out on the weekend. Due to which he also gets notification of breaking the user agreement, but he does not understand anything. Quinn then goes with Dr. Sullivan to see a patient who is in a coma. Meanwhile, Quinn is very upset about the app. The doctor explains to her that she is a very good nurse. The doctor then tries to force her, to which Quinn pushes her away from herself and tries to go outside to talk to Amy, the nurse's head, but the doctor calls Amy. After which Quinn again gets a notification to break the user agreement. Then in the next scene, we see that Quinn reaches home and tries to delete the app, but she fails in this. Then when she's researching the online Countdown app, she comes across the news of Courtney's death and a video of a girl in her comment that tells that the user sees those people after using that app are those who have died. She gets very scared by this. When that girl's time runs out, someone attacks her and she is brutally killed. Seeing this scares Quinn even more. Then as Quinn shuts down the laptop, she sees a demon in the room, who looks very scary. Seeing him she gets very scared and breaks her phone by slamming her on the ground. But we see that the app gets started again. After which we see that due to fear, Quinn goes to her car and falls asleep. Then in the morning Jordan comes and wakes her up. When they both come inside the house, Jordan finds Quinn's phone with the countdown app notification that she is going to die in 1 day. With which Jordan makes fun of her and she tries to install the app, but Quinn refuses, after which Jordan leaves. Then Quinn goes to a phone shop and gets a call from there, in which she does not see the countdown app, so she is very happy. The shop's owner is quite surprised to see this, but before she can leave the shop, the phone automatically installs the app, which terrifies Quinn and sends that app to the shop owner. Shows, but that too does not know by deleting that app. Being upset, she leaves from there. Then when Quinn tries to back the car, she senses someone behind the vehicle's camera, but when she looks back, she doesn't see anyone there. Just then a very dangerous hand covers her face, causing her to hit the car behind her. This enrages the owner of the vehicle and tries to hurt Quinn. Just then Matt comes there, who threatens the man and drives him away. He then shows Quinn the countdown app, which is also installed on his phone, according to which he is going to die in 18 hours. Then they both go to a bar and talk to each other about that app. They realize that both of them haven't read its user agreement, so Matt tells a guy sitting there about that app, tells and reads the term and condition in his phone, in which it is written that after installing that app, the person allows that app to control his destiny and those people are allowed to break the user agreement. The notification came because Matt had to go by train to see his aunt, but he didn't, while Quinn was also supposed to go on the weekend with his dad and sister, but she didn't. After which they both meet with the father and tell him about the demon they see, to which the father says that he is just a bomb and he is not real. But when Matt and Quinn discuss this, insisted, that father gives them the address of Father John, who can help them with this. After which both of them reach the hospital, where Amy calls Quinn for a meeting, but Matt goes to the bathroom where a child starts walking outside his bathroom, which is quite strange. Then on seeing him, the child's legs turn on their own, seeing which he gets very scared and only then the light goes off there and the small child attacks the Matt, but then the light comes back. Due to which that child also disappears. During this, Matt is very scared. Here we see Quinn, who has been accused by the doctor that he has tried to harm the doctor. Then this makes Quinn very angry and gets up from there. Then both Quinn and Matt arrive at the church where Father gave the address. There they meet Father John, who has done a lot of research on demon and is very much interested in this thing. He then narrates the story of a prince in which the prince had to go to fight in a war. He goes to an old woman and asks her about his return alive from the war. So the woman gives him a number, which is when it is time for him to die, but she warns him not to use these numbers to save himself. But the prince does not listen to her and asks his younger brother to fight. Who wins the battle knowing that you can't kill anyone else in your place. Here we come to know that when anyone breaks the agreement, it is not his death but the demon Ozine comes to take him, and the same happened with Prince. After which Father John explains that this app is nothing but a number like the old lady gave to the prince and gives both of them the solution to hack that app. Hearing this, Quinn along with Matt reaches the owner of the phone shop to whom she had gone to get the phone and asks him to hack the app. Although he refuses at first, Quinn and Matt gift him their credit card and ask him to do the work in return, after which he agrees to hack the app. Then when he checks the code for the Honor app, Quinn learns that Jordan has also installed that app and is about to die 3 minutes before Quinn. The shop owner then hacks the app of the three of them to increase their timer, much to the delight of both Quinn and Matt, as they think he is saved. Then as Matt heads home, Quinn asks him to spend the night together. When both of them are in the house, Matt tells about his brother that his brother Jeff was sick when he was young, due to which all the attention of the family was on his side, so because of the jailless feeling, Matt the only toy of his brother was stolen when he died. What Matt regrets so far, after Quinn also tells her mother that once I went to the party without telling her, she went out to find me, causing them to have an accident with a truck. And she was killed. Then we see that when they are both sleeping, the light goes out. Meanwhile, as Quinn wakes up, she realizes someone is outside the room, which frightens her and tries to wake Matt who is lying next to her. Just then when the door opens, no one else is there. Matt and the man lying on the bed with him is not Matt but the same demon who tries to attack him, which frightens him very much. Only then does he see that the timers of both of them have been reset back. That is, they did not get any benefit from that hacking. After which we see Jordan who goes to her aunt's room to get her phone, but she realizes that there is someone else there, which frightens her. Then when she comes to her room, the light automatically turns on and off, due to which she hides under the bed in fear. At the same time he hears his mother's voice asking about his sister. Here we see that his bed automatically jumps in the air and Demon is shouting as his mom, "Where is your sister?" So she runs out of the room. Just then, Quinn also reaches there along with Matt. who tells him everything about that site on. The three then approach Father John and tell him everything. During this, Quinn also shows them the code written in the app. Seeing which he is very happy and says that this is a curse, which can be broken. For this, we have to false proof the curse. That will end this curse. Then Father John makes them make a symbol so that he can protect them all, because that demon cannot go inside that symbol. When he starts the spell, demon comes over there and tries to drive them out by any means possible. When neither of them come out, Matt finds his brother Jeff and the toy he stole as a child. Meanwhile, his brother is asking him for the toy back, so he runs out of the symbol and tries to give it to Jeff, causing demon to pull him towards him, and the rest of the people run out of the symbol to save him. Go. When Quinn walks out, Matt has a horrific car accident right in front of his eyes because his countdown is over. Seeing this, both Quinn and Jordan are deeply saddened. During this, Jordan is also injured, so Quinn takes her to the hospital. When Quinn sees the doctor, she remembers that she also installed the app, but the doctor was too old, so she walks over to him and lures him into an empty room, where she tries to kill the doctor, because after killing her the app turns out to be false, which ends the curse, but every time she tries to kill him, demon saves her, allowing the doctor to escape. Runs away from there. Here demon attacks Jordan and is about to kill him. During this we see that demon is looking very dangerous. Now that Quinn has no choice, she tries to save Jordan by injecting herself that stops her heartbeat, after which demon turns into her mother and becomes her mother. Tries to persuade her to stop, but Quinn realizes that she is just his illusion, so she injects herself, although demon tries to save her, but is unsuccessful, causing her to the app turns out to be false and that demon dies right there. Then Jordan comes to Quinn and starts crying after seeing him dead. Just then, her eyes fall on Quinn's hands, on which she has written the solution of the injection she had given, so as soon as Jordan injects that injection, Quinn comes back alive. Jordan is overjoyed to see this. Then in the next scene, we see Quinn accompany the family to her mother's grave. While returning, she again receives a notification in her phone that Countdown 2.0 has been installed. Due to which she gets very scared and this is where the movie ends.